Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. So let's zoom in. First match here in Group B. We have one of them, well, I was about to say older decks, but it's not really true. Well, the recent deck here in the upper part being from 2016, so that's Synchro Fusionist. It's a deck that we in the TCG, I'm not so sure, but I don't think we were able to play the deck at... first of all, at full force, you know, with 3 Omega and Level Eater and stuff like that. The deck list in a few moments, but on the other hand, we have windups, shock lock, so windups post the first ban list, right? We're having access to only one Zen Mighty, but having access to, you know, a Shockmaster. Multiple Tour Guide, you know, speaks for itself. And this is the Synchro Fusionist build. Short set, straightforward. The fact that you're able to use Fusionist itself. For a Synchro summon, you can search a fusion card, so that includes Instant Fusion, Brilliant Fusion, and what is it, the Premature, the card far right, bottom right. You can basically reborn Norden, and as you know, like Norden itself is also, well, again, you know, not once per turn, right? So, okay, let's take a look. So windups goes first, and I could kind of agree with the people, right, when windups, especially windups when going first, if they're able to put up Shockmaster, like Shockmaster calling monster effects, then it's very hard for this particular deck to win, basically. So, I need stuff like Maxi, and even then, I guess, you know, you can, well, maybe post side deck stuff like Vacay is there, so I'm not so sure if you really want to commit into Maxi. Anyway. So going second, the deck is kind of weaker going second because obviously the deck is full gas, full. Basically as well, Synchro Turbo, right, going for Hyper Librarian and having access to multiple Formula Synchrons, Level Eater, a super old school card. You remember Level Eater, what is it? Whenever it's in the graveyard, it's not once per turn, you can target like a monster on your side of the field with at least 5 levels or higher. And then it will reborn itself, and then it will lower the level of that monster by 1. So it's basically infinite monster reborn, you know, infinite level 1s on the field. A couple of gimmicks of the deck. Of course, you're going for Hyper Librarian, Trishula. There is a way to fully handloop your opponent. You'll see it in a few moments, but going second, you play it a little bit differently. Baccia is there because to potentially reborn something. You know, Baccia itself, what is it, needs a worm type, and that's why the Yadzi is there as a worm type. Might seem strange, but you know, you'll see the Baccia interaction in a few moments. Plus Baccia is of course disruption as well, to bounce away one card. That could come up. Tatsunoko is again important to do. Did I make a miscalculation here? I'm not so sure. Anyway, Tatsunoko is important to, you know, Synchro Summon and then use your Synchro Fusionist from the hand, for example. Basically free Synchros. Omega in the graveyard, that's fine. You can just, you know, recycle stuff. Long story short, get out a couple of Synchros and then go for a game. Okay, so now again we're going second. And this hand, no hand traps, even though I did side deck, I think. Has been a while. I think the Maxis. Yeah, I think so. But again, I was about to say, if they're able to go for Shockmaster, it's basically game over. Doppel Warrior as a one-off. The higher level, what is it? Is it a Earth? Is it a Rock? Not so sure. The high level one. It can basically special summon itself as, you know, this one. Power Giant. Yeah, Rock Earth. Basically, you know, a big monster for Synchro Follow. But, I mean, Shockmaster calling monster effects, there is nothing really I can do. I can't do anything, basically. Giga Brilliant, I think one of their exceeds is getting ogred, and that's just going to prolong the duel a couple of seconds, I guess. Yeah, even, I mean, just in case. Maybe Raigeki top deck or, you know, the board wipe. But teleport to... I guess stall it out a little bit. Get another draw off of Frankenderp. It's a card that, what was it? You saw it recently, well, recently in Dark World, right? Dark World FTK. So, no victory, obviously. But now you know, the table has changed. So going first, and the deck is ludicrous going first. And as I mentioned before, you are able to loop your opponent's entire hand. So let's see, we go for Hyper Librarian first, and then, you know, get a couple of draws, but most importantly, for this particular deck are the level 1 tuners. You aren't playing that many. Bulb is one, Jet Synchron is one, and the book, the Recover. Recover, yeah. You know, they're searchable, etc. So a couple of draws, Tatsunoko again for those extra draws. We do have the Synchro Fusionist, well, Fusionist. Already had, you can search Brilliant Fusion, insane, for the extra normal summon. We go for Trish. I think we used, what was the other discard? I think another Omega, right? I think so. So go for Yazi. Teleport for Recover. Again, the level 1 level 1 tuners are super important. So Baksha for another draw. We tribute Trishla, I think. Let me see. No, indeed. We are going to use Trish for a Synchro Summon for Omega. And I think, am I going to put the Omega on my field? Yeah, indeed, in the graveyard. So now it's basically a pot of average alike effect. So really cool, right? These interactions, you know, use the Omega in graveyard, send itself back, and Trish. Basically looping more cards from your opponent's hand. And this is basically the full hand loop. Insane, right? Like you're able, or the deck being able to refuel the same Trishula and using Omega basically 3 times. Insane. Like here in this case, sure, like 2 Omega will return to the field, but yeah, the third one will just, you know, put itself in the graveyard, but again, it can just recycle itself, pot of average, a couple of synchros back, so you know, you can start playing again. Go for Excel Synchron again, basically a level 5 Synchro. Potentially another Omega, I guess. Level Eater, Frankenderp, yeps. I don't think this is game. I think I could have gone for game. I think so. But again, not taking any chances. You could, you know, go for the free effect and take some of your banished cards back to your graveyard. But doesn't really matter, right? You're sitting on multiple Omegas and they can't do anything. That's, you know, what it was, right? This is a deck from 2016. You know, stuff like Ash wasn't released yet. This is a huge bummer. We do have Maxi, but sadly they you know, go for like Stun, Fisher, Thunder King, which are 2 important cards against this deck. So it's a slow, grindy-ish duel. So we need to stall it out. There is 3 Typhoons, so we need to top deck. We go for Frankenderp and we connect. Okay, so we sacrifice our next draw phase and add the revealed card to the hand. And let's see if there's any form of interruption. We do have Soul Charge, but I do lack tuners, I think. Yeah, we're searching Instant Fusion. Excel is getting bounced, so now I don't have any tuner. So I need to follow it up with Northern, and Northern is getting Veilered. And this pre-links, pre-exceeds, this looks funny. I'm passing with 4 monsters on field. You know, that's how it was back in the day, right? So super unfortunate, right? Like not being able to keep tuners on field and go for the Synchro Summon, even after a Soul Charge. So yeah, this is basically the nail in the coffin, like Thunder King preventing searches, and of course whenever I go for a big Synchro Summon, Thunder King will just tribute itself, so nope. Okay, game number 5. Go for Upstart, and this hand is much better. Luckily no Veiler, but we see, luckily no Maxi, but we see Veiler, and this replay was insane. So we go for Instant Fusion for Northern, no hand trap still, we reborn Synchro Fusionist, and this 1 for mono is kinda sick, you know, Bulb for free tuners. And Librarian gets Veilered, and I was like, oof, because I need those draws. But you know, we see an out, we see an option. You'll see in a few moments. So go for the extra normal summon eventually, go for Yazi. I think we still have Bulb, yep, so we go for Baksha. Baksha to bounce away our own Librarian. And then eventually Baksha will, you know, reborn something thanks to Level Eater as well. Baksha turning itself into level 7 could be important for like an Omega play. Northern is also not once per turn, so you know, Northern can also be reborn off of Baksha. We are still not able to go for Librarian just yet, we need more tuners, there it is. So finally you can start, and these 2 draws are super important. Formula Synchron, well, more draws I guess. Formula Synchron Librarian and then Tatsunoko. Yeah, because of Level Eater. So that's basically 3 to 4 draws. I mean, that's a lot, right? To draw into fuel. This deck is full gas. This deck is full fuel. And now it's basically the same place as we've seen before. And to draw Soul Charge as well. So I think we need more free space. We do that by going for a couple of Omegas. Basically the same play as you've seen before. Yep, there is another Omega. And then we should be able to go for Soul Charge. Yep, 1 card left, so that should just be a Trish, I guess. Reborn Baksha could be important to reborn something, also not once per turn. Or what is it, once per copy, I guess, on field? I think so. I think so. Should we check that? Anyway, so Trish, a couple of draws. Oh, Fusionist itself is also not once per turn, so you can search a premature burial, right? Yeah, indeed, Pacha not once per turn. You can reborn for Northern, get a couple of draws, right? Ancient Fairy Dragon. I don't think it matters too much. The most important is that don't give your opponent the chance to play the game. It is what it is. So basically the same as before. 1 Omega to recycle Trish. Get rid of I think we know all the cards, right? Because they were banished. Do we have 1 tuner? Yeah, the Resonator. Go for Trish. The same Trish, guys. Yep, this deck is so sick. It's really fun, actually. The Fusionist and searching Brilliant Fusion, Instant Fusion. Again, not once per turn. It's kind of sick. Reborn Northern, another monster reborn. Oh no, Seraphinite. Yeah. Okay, so 3-2. Even though the bottles of the public voted for Shocklock windups, you know, if Shockmaster hits the field going first, yeah, obviously, windups has that one. It is what it is. Next one, we have Hero Beat. The decklist has been updated to a decklist from 2012, Long Beach. It's going to take on Trooper Monarch, so old school Monarch's first place Worlds back in 2007. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.